If you do this to me, you will be a made man.
Uncle Johnson at Boots Up on Black Power, family. What up? It's your brother in Google, now you see R-A-N-M. And once again, you're tuned in to R-A-N-M, RBG TV. We keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues, family, you already know we're trying to seek those common solutions. There we go. So what's my favorite method of operation, family? What's the method, the model, mantra, motivation, and the madness? It is crazy. That's why I say madness. But family, you should know this by now, so say it with me. You should already know that it is black love. And black love is a cure for the black nation, family. So let's get it. Alright. Now I told y'all before that I was going to do this whole episode on the elders and the youngins and the whole 9, this, that, and the third. Obviously, it's the order of the day. Everybody wants to talk about it. But in my personal opinion, things are still a little iffy. The messages are still a little blurry. Folks still ain't getting what needs to be said. So you already know me, brother in Google, I always got to break things down on a simplified level. That way we all can get it because we all in together now. Now, I will say this. I wanna give 3 quick little definitions, if you will. Now, first and foremost, disclaimer, this episode has nothing to do with your age, none of the above. So if you're looking at your age number and you're already making a decision based off that, you're already failing. So slow down with that. It's all about the mentality. It's all about the intellect and integrity, first and foremost, right? Key word, integrity. Now, 9 times out of 10, when you hear the word elder, the average brother and sister out there, you know what I'm saying, they hear the word elder, first thing they go to is an old person with gray hairs, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 yada. When they hear the word youngin', 9 times out of 10, the first thing that pops in their mind is a young person, young in age, yada, 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 yada. That's where we go wrong. That's on a superficial level. And I always tell everybody, man, we often think, notice I always say the word we, because again, we all in together now. We often look at things on such a superficial level, it's not even funny. We look at the first thing that we see with the 2 eyes, not with the main one. You understand? First 2 things that we see, we run with it, and that's gold. That's how we always end up getting hurt. Now, an elder. And you can look through the pages of history, no matter what book you're looking in, throughout the pages of history, family. An elder is one who instills a sense of knowledge, accountability, responsibility, checks and balances, making sure that all those around or within their own communal or tribal setting, or whatever the case may be, or in our areas, what we call the hood, make sure things are smoothly. Make sure that folks are taken care of mentally, physically, spiritually. Everything is all right. Remember back in the day when you would see the neighborhood big mama just checking out on everybody. Hey, baby, how you doing? Is everything all right? All right, cool. Right? An elder, someone who could instill a sense of wisdom based on a past knowledge or a past experience, whatever, that is able to guide and direct the minds, nonetheless, of those that follow after. Again, it has nothing to do with your age. It's all about the principle of mind. You understand? Peace of mind. What are you having to offer? What are you putting on the table that can be used and applied in real life time? Something of substance, something of value, nonetheless. Because you already know, family, our value systems is also a big thing that we got messed up, twisted up. What do we value? What do we place value on? Gut check. We're going to come down real quick. I'm telling you now, I'm going to bounce around a little bit, so just bear with me. We're going to jump down to what I call olders. Now, this particular one has to do with age, and that's it. Your olders, right, are ones basically who think they should be acknowledged and respected as an elder just by their age alone, just by the color of their hair follicles alone. They ain't putting no time in with the youngins. They ain't putting no time in with the neighborhood as far as trying to instill that standard of living that you wish to see. Because like I always say, family, you have to be the example of that which you wish to see, that which you wish to live, that which you wish the people to thrive and flourish in, right? You have to be that example by starting with you, the individual. This is why I always say black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. You already know my method. What you feel on the inside is what you're going to reflect and magnify on the outside. It's that simple. Getting back to the elders again, these, like I said, these are people who basically just feel that they demand respect, and if they don't get the respect based on their age and the color of their hair follicle, this, that, and third, then you're being disrespectful towards elders. Wrong. Now, 9 times out of 10, these are the ones that you see on the corners, at the L store, the liquor stores, or whatever, not doing pretty much anything with their lives. These are the ones that you see trying to be in competition with the younger generation to see who can be more hip, more down, more whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? I call these the Hot 97 parents. For those in New York, you already know what I'm talking about. Or in the tri-state area. I call these the Hot 97 Power 105 parents. Follow what I'm saying. These are the ones, again, who are wrapped up in mainstream society, who have failed at their own gut check, their own accountability process, their own responsibility, and they fail to respond to their ability as a grown and adult, right? To reach that level of eldership. This is the part where things get twisted. Because 9 times out of 10, the younger ones, or I'm going to say, how can I say this? The new millennial-minded Google scholars. I'm going to go just like that. And I mean no disrespect when I say that, but I'm just, again, we're talking about a mentality. The microwave youth. That's what I'm talking about. The mental microwave youth. These are the ones that often get confused with elders. There's no confusion between an elder and an older. They're two separate entities, period, point blank. You cannot confuse the two. Again, don't let the age and the color of the hair follicles confuse you, family. It's all about mentality. It's all about intellect. It's all about provisions. It's all about standing on your square firmly so that everybody around you knows exactly who you are and acknowledge it thus so easily without you having to say a word. It's that simple. Again, you can't confuse the two between the older and the elder. It's just that simple. The young-minded, new millennial, just picked up half a book, so on and so on and so on. You know what I'm talking about, family. They often look back at these particular people, the elders, and want to put the elder title on them and blame them. For example, oh, what have you left us? You ain't leave us no money. You ain't give us no solutions. You got us out here. You know how the folks talk today, family. I don't need to go in too far. But here's the thing. These youngins of today, these new millennials of today, and again, I'm not talking about your age, so don't throw out there, well, I was born in 19 so and so and so. I'm talking about your mindset. Your mindset is brand new to the game. Your mindset is new millennial. And new millennial, nonetheless, is not necessarily a positive thing at the moment. It can be, but at the moment, it's not necessarily on the table. So now, you got these youngins, and when I say youngins, I'm also talking about grown-ups with young mentalities. Grown-ups trying to be youth. Grown-ups who are afraid of their adult responsibilities. You got these people looking back at the older category, blaming them, or should I say blaming the elders, for the actions or the lack of actions of the older. You get what I'm saying, family? The elder instills responsibility, purpose, knowledge, etc., 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 intellect, integrity. So all the way down the line into the next generation, into the following generation, or the present generation that is there at the time, so we can sustain from generation to generation. That's the work of an elder. Elders do just that. Elders are not going to be out on no quote-unquote front line with a rifle. You know what I'm saying? Elders are not going to be out there on no battlefield training physically or whatever the case may be. No, they did their time. They did what they did. They laid their foundation. They laid their blueprint out. Watch this. Hold that though. You see this, right? You already know. Every so often I go to the Bible. Yes, I said the Bible, the Quran. The Bible ain't nothing but a book. Don't let the words fool you, family. Same thing I'm talking about with the elders and the olders. We talk about the elders didn't leave us nothing. The old heads, as a lot of people like to say, didn't leave us nothing. But guess what? You got solution upon solution upon solution, and this is just from one person. And he got his information from dealing with other brothers and sisters who are also putting out information, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, etc., 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 things that can be applied if the younger generation, if the next generation, if the current generation, that is willing to put that shit into motion. And here's the thing, folks are not willing to put this thing into motion. They are sitting back waiting, demanding, crying, moaning, groaning, yada, 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 demanding a handout type of scenario. This is what's going on with that next generation, that young generation, the young mental new millennial generation. They demand handouts. And because there is no handout situation, you have to work for everything that you want. Everything that you say that you deserve and desire to center, you better be willing to put that grind time in. Because if not, you're only fooling yourself. You're fooling everybody around you. You're going to hurt everybody around you. And then we'll be doing the same thing next generation and the generation after that, crying, bitching, and complaining, talking about some, what have you done for me lately? Your name is Janet Jackson now? Or are you really walking in that light, the stuff that you type online? All this, we are the supreme this, that, and the third. But yeah, how can you be so supreme, top dog, this, that, and the third, the H and I C, if you will? But you're not even willing to go out there and roll up your own sleeves and produce your own works. You demand a handout. You demand the microwave scenario. You don't want to go through the times and the checks and balances and through the levels and this, that, and the third. Because yes, there is levels to this shit. You don't want to go through that. You don't want to sit at the feet of an elder and really get genuine knowledge, genuine guidance. Because again, you've confused them with an older, the one who got 40 in their hand and ain't doing shit with their life. You saying that person ain't leave us nothing. And you're absolutely right. Those type of people will never leave us nothing but headache, but drama, and so on and so on and so on. It is what it is. They've accepted their fate in life, or they've given up nonetheless, and you want to blame the elders for that choice that they made on their own. Negative. But at the end of the day, all you're doing, you're proving how weak you are in that new millennial stance. Now, we often say that the youth are the ones with the energy, the vigor, and this, that, and the third needs to be the ones that make shit happen, which is true. It's true. But I will say this. If you're not willing to get your marching orders, your MOS, if you will, your proper procedures, if you will, your parameters, from those who have come before you, those who have done the work before you, those who have went through the fire before you. I'm not talking about the ones on the corner. I'm talking about the real elders that you dismiss to place blame or place your vision, nonetheless, on the one up the street. Gut check. If you ain't willing to do that, fam, again, you already caught yourself slipping. You already messed up. And that's what a lot of these youngins of today. Again, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about your age. I'm talking about the intellect. I'm talking about the mentality. I'm talking about the integrity. Integrity. That's a very big thing that scares a lot of people, fam. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing to say verbally about being about something, but to actually walk and put that shit into practice, fam, that's a whole nother level. That takes way too much work. That takes way too much manpower, way too much energy, etc., 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 for those of that type of mentality. But those who genuinely want it, they're going to go get it. They're going to make it happen. They're not going to sit on their butts waiting, crying, demanding somebody else do it for them. That's weak, family. That is weak. But oh yeah, black power though. Black power and weakness don't go together at all. And there's a lot of folks that's weak with that mentality running around under black power, running around the guise or the posing of black advancement. You're posing, you're faking, you're fronting, and you hurting everybody that's around you that's listening to that fake ass message, man. Straight up and down. You need those that come before you just as much as those that came before you need those that come after them. It's a complete cipher, family. Again, we spend all this supreme knowledge all day, every day, yada, 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 yada. But when it comes down to living it, I swear to God, family, it goes out the window as if the shit never even came into the house. It's a cipher, family. One needs the next needs the other one, and so on and so on. That's how the wheel goes. That's how the wheel rolls. It's that simple, family. We make these things way harder than what it's supposed to be, fam. And then we want to come back, cry, complain. Why we ain't going nowhere? Why things ain't working? Yada, yada, yada. Because we break this thing every time. We break it. We break it. This is why I say, family, stop focusing on that what you see with your two. Yes, you need your two to see what you got to do in the physical. But again, at the end of the day, everybody loves boasting and throw out, oh, this is a spiritual thing. You need to be able to see and operate on a spiritual level. But at the end of the day, when it comes to focusing on a spiritual level, nobody sees with their spiritual eye. Because if you did, I guarantee you would see the different traps, pitfalls, dooms, dungeons, etc. that's out there. You would be able to tell the difference between an older and an elder. You would be able to place your proper allegiance, if you will, to the right person, the right type of people. Again, you have young-minded people. I'm not necessarily talking about your age. I'm talking about your mentality. Because you got a lot of grown-up youngins out here. You got a lot of older youngins out here. But then they want to turn around and talk about some F the elders. The elders have done their job. It's you. It's us, we, who fail to pick up the baton and carry on. It's a relay race, man. They ran the first leg. You got the next leg, family. Get your ass up and run. Gut check. I don't know, like I said, at first I really wasn't even going to do this episode, man, because I'm seeing everybody, like I said, everybody wants to jump on the topic bandwagon, but they're not breaking it down the way it needs to be broken down. But nonetheless, I had to, because if it wasn't put out on a proper level, whatever, it'll be bullshit just floating right around the airways for likes and shares. And you already know that's the type of era that we in right now anyway. Everybody's doing this thing for likes and shares. Everybody wants to talk and say what's on their mind for likes and shares instead of the real, genuine purpose. Here's another part. I almost left this part out. Here's another thing. The youngins, right? Again, not the age, the mentality. The youngins often cry about the elders dealing with the olders. Because once again, the olders ain't put shit. The olders ain't really about shit. The elders are. You dismiss the elders to focus on the olders because that's who you're comfortable with. That's what makes you feel good. They present a feel-good speech. From the bum on the corner at the L store to the, you already know that's the word of the day, the pseudo, to the pseudo or watered down so-called scholar on the YouTubes, Facebooks, Instagrams, etc., etc., etc. Social media warriors, right? Whatever feels good, you're going to rock with. But that's what's going to get you hurt. That's what's going to get you hurt. Whatever feels good, that's what you're going to rock with. Hold on. My apologies, family. I'm back. I had a phone call real quick. One of the comrades, but anyway, we back. So anyway, like I said, man, I was talking about the whole feel-good thing, man. People often, they give their allegiance, they give their time, their energy, whatever, to whoever's saying the things that makes them feel good. Now, the shit could be wrong, foul, and the whole nine, but if it touches that ego, pause, if it makes you feel good on whatever level, you gonna rock with that shit. That becomes your elder. Again, that's an older who happens to have the same youngin mentality as you do. But again, y'all sharing the same frequency or whatever, because that you can relate to. It feels good, so you rock with it. Elders gonna give it to you raw. Elders gonna give it to you hard. They ain't gonna give it to you what you want to hear. They're gonna give you what you need to hear. A lot of folks of today with the younger mentality, they are not prepared to hear the shit that elders have laid down. They are not. Once again, I'm going back to the Bible. Yeah, I said it. The Black Power Bible, the Black Power Quran, whatever you want to call it. One of many, because there's more than enough stuff that we got out here, but this is one of the biggest ones, fam. Folks don't want to utilize things like this. Folks don't want to do stuff like that. They want to recreate their own stuff. They want to put their own name and spin on it or whatever. This is after the dismissal of the real elders, after the acceptance of the older as an elder. Only a youngin with that type of mentality would do such a thing. Now I will say this, you got some folks with younger age who are looked up to based on their works, based on their speech, based on their thoughts. You already know, what you think you speak, you walk. What you walk, you pass on, right? Based on all those right there, how they give it up, the integrity stance that they take, whatever, and stand on, whatever, some of those younger age people are looked up to as an elder. You know why? Because they instill that wisdom, they instill that knowledge, they instill that responsibility, that need for those gut checks and this, that, and the third. So we can all be in together, all in together now. Black love is a cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Are you getting it, family? There is a difference between an elder and an older. You understand? And a youngin, 9 times out of 10, is 9 times out of 10 dealing with the mental capacity. You young in your mental frame, not necessarily your age. We get the age thing twisted up. We completely dismiss the mentality and focus on the superficial shit. Again, that's how we get hurt. I know I'm repeating myself, family, but I'm driving home a message. I'm driving home a point, man. Stop focusing on superficial things that what you see. You say you all conscious and this, that, that. You know I hate that word. But if you're going to say these words, walk in that light. If not, don't say anything. See. Really, genuinely see. Don't just get caught up in the first sight. Gut check. Really listen. Really listen to what's being said by these older people that you think are elders. Because if you really stop doing that, you will stop the disrespect towards the elders. You would want to shape up the olders by lining up with the elders, so the youngins will be all good. Get what I'm saying, family? It's a complete cipher. I'm not going to waste some more time on this. That's the overall message, man. Learn the difference, apply the difference, walk in that light. This is your brother in Google Nicey R.A.N.M. Thank you for walking with me on R.A.N.M. RBG TV, family. You know we keep it G. Uncle Johnson, that Bluetooth up on Black Power, family. Always remember that black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Know who is who, know what's what, man. And that way, when you do such a thing, man, it's all easy. It's all downhill from there. It's coasting from there. Stop making this thing harder than what it is, man. I tell you, man, a lot of the times, man, we get into our own ways, man. Thus, we don't progress, man. Step out your own way, and I guarantee you'll go far. Thinking ain't illegal, living black ain't wrong. All in together now. I'll see you on the next one. Black Power.